It is almost time for another school year. No doubt safety is top of mind. A local business is teaming up with some schools in the heartland and even across the nation to give everyone a little more peace of mind. Crystal Britt explains.
Safety is number one.
But how do you make that happen, especially at the end of a busy school day?
It was kind of controlled chaos when we had dismissal time, but it wasn't like we knew where every child was going.
Just one concern school administrators face daily. Thanks to a fairly new product, though, made right here in the heartland, some school leaders say they have an extra layer of protection.
Something kind of struck me. And it was that little voice in the back of my head that said, you need to listen to this.
When Keith Petty from a company called KIDaccount approached Dr. Sam Duncan at New Madrid County Schools, money was tight at the district.
The cost is worth every penny, and it's not something that will break the bank of any school district.
A couple of years ago, Keith Petty and his partners came up with KIDaccount.
So we wanted to develop a system that reduced that chaos, and it gave tools to the staff that they could utilize when the time was needed.
They developed it from scratch in Farmington, catching the eyes of local school districts and beyond.
We are basically coast to coast now. We're in Southern California all the way up through Virginia and Pennsylvania.
So how does it work? Well, it has several layers, but perhaps the most noticeable changes in the car line after school. Clippard Elementary in Cape Girardeau gave it a try about a year and a half ago. Parents are given a couple of cards that are scanned in right at the car line. A list of approved names pop up on a tablet, and that person may need to show ID. Meanwhile, the kids are safe inside.
When we scan the cards in, they pop up on the screen in the gym where the kids are sitting. We have teachers in there that call the kids' names. They line up in that order.
On that device would also be the names of people not authorized to pick up a child.
If that person is here, then I have a button that I can push and call the office and say, hey, we need a resource officer.
East Elementary in Jackson tried it out for the first time during summer school.
And we're just really thrilled to add an extra layer of security for our students and for parents.
And if a child is a bus rider, the driver has a list of everyone who is supposed to be on there that day with any updated changes.
If we ever have, something goes wrong or there is an emergency or a child were to be missing, we could identify exactly what time and where they were picked up.
Superintendent Duncan in New Madrid County did have an emergency situation recently near one of his schools. Using this new technology, he says in 5 minutes he knew where everyone was.
Every single child, from the 4-year-old who's in preschool all the way up through that building to the biggest 5th grader, was accounted for.
And they can now better track the visitors who come inside.
They come in, their picture's taken, they have a badge they wear.
And the company is still tweaking the software, saying schools can expect even more options in the future.
It just gives me that confidence to ensure that if a parent were to question, do we value the safety or are our students going where they should be, that we can honestly and sincerely say that they really are.
Poplar Bluff Middle School also started using KIDaccount last year. Find out more about the software and feedback from area administrators right now on the KFES News app. Back to School Week continues tomorrow. It's the first day of school for Agape Christian School in Marion. And our Back to School Week continues tomorrow morning on The Breakfast Show with a look at a program the Missouri Highway Patrol has started to help keep schools safe.